Hey everybody, welcome back. It's a later in the day. It's just 6:45. I'm not, don't cry for me, Argentina or whatever. Let's just see what we got going on here. Tainted Azazel to Mom. I can win a run. For a second there, I forgot that we haven't won a run in 20 years. Tainted Azazel alt path. There is a future where this happens, where we win. Just like Doctor Strange said. What was it, like 20 to 1? I'm just joking. Hold on. Does this... Let me guess. Okay, it does nothing. I don't know what I expected. Surprise, surprise. Get me out of there. So, Ubermom is alt path. Just keep that in mind. Also, we had just got... And again, this is... I know I prefaced this earlier, but then I talked over it with like 17 bits. Is totally cool. Is totally fine. But we just got used to this, like, awesome schedule. The baby got... the sniffles, she got over it over the course of a weekend. Sent her back to daycare. She then this weekend got like full-blown like sneezing every 5 minutes. Just constant snot bubbles, blah, blah, blah. Not going to daycare today. Whole schedule's all screwed up again. And then she's probably not going to go to daycare tomorrow. And then she is actually, I know you're like, maybe you should talk about how she's doing. She's doing great now, but she's still a little sniffly, but much better than yesterday. So she probably won't go to daycare tomorrow. And then Wednesday, she'll probably go. Thursday is Remembrance Day, which is a statutory holiday here. That means she will not go. And Friday, she doesn't go to begin with. So this week is going to be a little bit of a cluster. But that's okay. I think it's kind of like what you sign up for when you got kids. It's, just when we got on this schedule, we had a brief moment, a brief sigh of relief where we went, whew, and then immediately it's like thrown up into a little bit of upheaval. But, it makes sense. Of course, nobody wants to... The one thing that I'm excited about, well, excited is not the right word, but I think like we genuinely are in for like a semi-permanent culture shift when it comes to like going to things when you're sick. You may forget or have forgotten, I should say, but there was incentives for things in the past, like, hey, you went to every class, perfect attendance. You're really gonna give me strange attractor? It's like an insult, man. That being said, I'll probably take it because I think it's kind of funny. Like, hey, thanks for coming to school every day, even when you were deathly ill. You got perfect attendance. You probably cost us, like, I don't know, because you got sick, you got 8 other kids sick. Because you got 8 other kids sick, they got, almost their entire family sick as well. And you never even know, your butterfly flapping its wings might have led to something catastrophic for somebody. But thanks for coming to school every day. I remember bragging... when I would talk about, like, my dad's work ethic, and genuinely, he has, like, an incredible work ethic. Hold on. 2 of spades, ace of clubs, 2 of spades, 2 of... This is crazy, man. Judgment? Just sign me up for a moment. We'll definitely be happy to take that. I know we're supposed to go alt path, so let's spit you out for a second. Ace of clubs, 2 of spades, just toss me. 2 of diamonds, just toss me. 2 of clubs, just toss me. I'll roll an ace of clubs. Let's see how she goes, man. I remember there was probably like a magnet transformation, I guess. There's probably like maybe like a 10-year period where I didn't see him take a sick day when I was a kid through to when I was like a teenager. And at the time, I thought that was like admirable. I was like, look at how much this guy loves his job. Why would I throw my last key away there? It's not like, of course I don't necessarily want to do alt path overall. I'd like to have a better chance of winning, but like, I guess I just thought we had more because we used the 2 of spades. We're gonna get one here anyway because they wouldn't dare give us a spirit heart. Okay, never mind. For once it came through. But anyway, like, the end of the day, no disrespect to my dad here, whom I love very much. The culture was different back then. 2 years ago. And also, I think it does mean that he loved his job. But I think it also means that perhaps he loved his job more than he cared for his fellow coworkers, which is probably you know, a bit of an indictment there. But people, you know, I think you gotta remember that as, like, the culture changes, they'll be like, you know, wow, can you believe, like, people 30 years ago used to, like, go to work when they had the flu? Well, yeah, like, you know, it just changes over time. They shouldn't have been doing it in the first place, man. You also probably shouldn't be getting so drunk on a work night that you go into work hungover, but I'm not gonna tell on you, okay? So, like, don't hold our previous sins against us too much. Maybe I can get a key by blowing up something in the arcade? I don't know. Anyway. So yeah, I mean, you know, you can understand why, we wouldn't be sending our daughter to daycare sick to begin with, but also especially in this climate of, like, you know, genuine, for a good reason, anti-sickness. You can understand. But it's gonna screw our schedule up something fierce. It's really gonna throw us for a bit of a loop, but that's fine. It happens, it happens. Now we got 2 keys. Let's continue on with the alt path here. Apart from that, though, things are going nice, man. Super Auto Pets catching a wave on Twitch, of course. You know what? I'm willing to go a little deep on this. It's very validating. Not because, like, I had a bunch of haters that told me, like, it wasn't gonna make it or whatever. But, like, I've gone in on, like, game thesis before. You know, some of my game theses in the past have turned out to be lame feces, quite frankly. I remember PAX Prime one year, probably 2015, 2016, played a delightful little physics-based roguelite that I thought would turn the world on its head. Had incredible presentation, a little bit of, almost like a Nintendo, you know, Animal Crossing style art aesthetic from a team of developers who had made hits in the past that have taken the world by storm. A little game called Tumbleseed, and thought this game is it's gonna be a thing. I wouldn't feel comfortable saying, you know, it's the next Spelunky or whatever, but this game's gonna be a thing. It was not a thing. I got early access. I had sung its praises for months minimum in advance of its release. I got early access, recorded a bunch of videos. First video came out, people were like, this is a snooze. Second video came out, people were like, why is he still playing this? I remember it to this day. I still harbor the idea, let's go, that perhaps at some point the world will be ready for Tumbleseed. I think it's maybe a great game is a step too far, not because I don't think it's great, but because I didn't play enough of it to know, because I got so disheartened by the fact that I was like the game's only champion and everybody else was like, I don't really get it. That you know, 'twas worse to have loved and lost than never loved at all. Let's put it that way. But this time, with Super Auto Pets, I was like, I have some serious confidence. I have faith that this game could, like, be a thing. Like a thing. Maybe not Among Us, but, like, it could be, like, a pretty... It could be a flash in the pan by Twitch standards, which I've never really... I've certainly never kickstarted that. I'm not saying I was the legitimate first to play Super Auto Pets, but I'm the first that I know of. That I know of. This is bad. Just kill me, I guess. I didn't die. Okay. We gotta start forcing you to go in the direction we want you to go in, instead of causing you to create a creep that covers the entire arena. That's completely my own fault. Anyway, I don't know if it's gonna last forever, but I had confidence in my head. Were there some moments where I said to myself, you know, oh, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not gonna, or maybe it's not gonna get there? Absolutely. And then, wouldn't you know it, Ludwig, like an angel from above, enjoys it, starts introducing it to his network of friends and colleagues. They're enjoying it, and it's off to the races. It's beautiful. You know, I imagine it's like what you feel like. I know it's a hot button issue, okay? Just forgive me. It's an apt metaphor, okay? I imagine it's what you'd feel like if you bought Bitcoin in 2010 when, you know, your college roommate told you about it. And, you know, he, like, you know, you can be mad at my friend all you want. I had 2 friends when I was a kid, well, when I was a young adult, that were into Bitcoin. One of them was very big into Bitcoin. Bought in around 2010 when it was less than like $2 a coin or something. Sold in 2013, 2014, when it was around 250 bucks a coin in order to pay for his college masters. I know, it's a sad story. He probably turned, like, I don't know, a few $1,000s into, like, over $100,000, and it's the only time that could happen, and you're still like, man, rip, I bet he's kicking himself. I have another friend who, he's a very computer sciencey type guy. He got in around the same time for sure, and he's just through all the ups and downs he's held. And there's times where I'm like, I don't even know how much he owns, but I'm like, are you gonna sell like at some point? And he's like, he's got a price target that I won't reveal to you. He's like, I'm not even tempted until it touches this absurd, well, what at once appeared to be an absurd price target, but now may no longer be. But either way, okay, so I'm putting it all on the line here. So we want to get you to go like that, then that's what I'm looking for. Yeah. And then we get you to go like this. Then we get you to... You piece. He forced my hand. Jerry, he forced my hand. Run me back. We can do this. That was just hubris, but also, you know I was getting it. And look, maybe the rewards are not the same. Oh, lucky us. We don't want to look. Okay. But I feel a little bit like that second friend right now, to be honest with you, where I'm like... Through all, everybody saying, I remember, like, after a half a week of playing it on Twitch, I saw some posts that were like, hey, after NL got into the game, I played it a little bit this weekend, and I basically, like, you know, it's fun for, like, a little bit, but then eventually you're just like, I've seen everything there is to see. Cool game, I hope he gets back to other stuff soon. You may still be harboring that sentiment for the record, but I'm just saying, Why you spreading SAP FUD everywhere? Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. We rode this to the freaking moon. Maybe it's time to ride off into the sunset at some point, but anyway, that's just what's been on my mind, and in a good way. It's only Monday. Had a good stream today. Played a little bit of that new Bassmasters game on Game Pass with Sips and Mouth. I don't mean to brag. Is there a fishing royale in it? Yes. Did we play one game? Yes. Did I win that one game against 7 other competitors and hoist the trophy of Bassmaster Master? Yes, I did. Okay, so do I have a 100% win rate in Bassmaster 2022? Yes, I do. I don't mean to say all that, but I guess it all just slipped out. Anyway, I'm not even, like, good at it. I really... Fishing's kind of weird, right? Like, it's kind of like an organic loot box. Like, you have these... and it's probably not all... what's the word I'm looking for? Superstition. It's probably not all superstition, but you got this stuff like, I have to leave my house at 4 in the morning. The minutes have to be odd. They can't be even. At 4:01 is okay. 4:02, I'll wait for a minute. And then you got to go out and you always like use this lure that looks like a frog. You use it in the reeds. And honestly, like, wouldn't it be cool if like that's how Deadliest Catch worked? If instead of like just throwing out a big basket and then putting like some I don't even know what they use, like some old donuts or something. What if instead of that it was like 7 dudes all casting off the side of the boat with like trucker hats on, like, yep. Good day for crab. Good day for crab. Yes, sir. You know, it's fine. I should have placed that bomb a little bit more effectively, but it's fine. It's fine, man. But that's not what it's like. It's okay. I had a good day. Tomorrow, Forza comes out. I mean, I'm really hoping that... Look, I don't think I possess the magic touch on Twitch. I don't think I can have anybody, like, go from not enjoying racing games whatsoever to, like, being an enormous fan. I'm here to tell you, though, like, maybe me, a gamer who holds a bachelor's degree... I'm gonna go for angel deals. Let's try this, man. Be into a game like Forza will let some people out there feel the permission to come outside of their bubble, Doug. And you know what bubble I'm talking about. The bubble that, like, every year at Microsoft's E3 presentation, they announce something with Forza, and people go, Yeah, car game, the same every year. Then Jeff Keighley does the Game Awards, best racing or sports game. Turn it off. I don't even want to see this junk. You know, every year. Then meanwhile, guy with sword. So true. So true. Sony first party game where you have a beard and a gun and the people you're shooting are also human beings as well. And they, like, acknowledge that, but don't really do much to really, like, reconcile it. They just have you, like, shoot a dude in the head, and he goes, I have a daughter! And you're like, oh, crap, man. This is, like, a mature story for mature people. You know, there can be, like, 50 of those that come out annually. Sometimes they have cyber dinosaurs in them. Sometimes, you know, they have Loki, god of mischief, in them. So I'm not trying to, you know, aim for the jugular, necessarily. I'm just saying that if other people talked about, you know, God of War or like Uncharted the same way people talk about Forza, people would like lose their minds, and you're gonna say they're not in the same class. Okay, really? Why don't you check Metacritic then, you piece? You think you know everything, don't you? Like the Forza games in particular, I want you to know that in racing games, there is space for both the simulation nuts who wake up at 7 a.m. to do, like, real 48-hour Le Mans. Or 24-hour Le Mans? I can't remember. Regardless. Dross 2? Wait, hold on. That means we should be looking for our knife piece here. And, like, the people who are like, I don't even drive unless it's in GTA. You know? Like, you can... There's a space in the middle, and that space is Forza, which is a very, very... fun game, extremely well made, and just genuinely like a pleasure to spend time in. Now, I haven't played Forza Horizon 5, but the reviews are exceptional. I'm very much looking forward to it tomorrow, but I will say I was not willing to pay the extra 40 bucks to buy the DLC to make sure that I could play the game 4 days early, and I resent being asked. Full stop. You know, you come out with the game is free on Game Pass or available quote-unquote day one on Game Pass, and then you say, hey, if you want to play a day -4, just pass us, you know, your mom's credit card. I'm not about that. I'm not begrudging anybody who is about that. The extent that I go in the gaming industry to be like a warrior is for me and me alone. I don't feel the need to try to, like, you know, socially pressure other people into making the same decision, at least in this industry. Probably any industry, although I would encourage you to look up the Bogleheads if you're a stock picker. That's all I'm saying. That's the one time I'll get a little pushy about it. But what about come on, look at QQQ over the last decade. Okay, yeah, why don't you look at QQQ over the decade before that, you piece, then get back to me, okay? What about having a factor tilt? Okay, I don't know, Ben Felix, you could try to run like a factor tilt if you want to. I don't know, if you want to spend like 20 hours a month managing your portfolio, then sure, go ahead, add a factor tilt. Wouldn't you rather just buy like some VT sacks and be done with it? Regardless. You know, especially, whatever, anyway. But what I will not do, I don't feel comfortable being like, I'm going to get this game for a subscription that I already pay for regardless every month. Let me just pay 40 bucks to get it 4 days early. I'm going to be the change I want to see in the world and say, how about you, Microsoft, most valuable company in the world? That's false. Look up Apple. Why don't you look up the market cap of Apple right now? After their recent earnings report, they had a little bit of a pullback after their frothy expectations were only slightly surpassed. Microsoft, as of right now, do you want me to look it up? You want me to make the straw man out of meat? I don't think so. Anyway. Regardless. Where was I? They don't need my 40 bucks. Let's put it that way. They're already getting my, you know, Game Pass subscription monthly. They don't need a 40 bucks on top of it just because I got FOMO, okay? They should call Forza Horizon FOHO. That way, you could have FOHO FOMO. You know what I'm talking about? Now we're getting it. Now we're getting it. Now he's picking it up. Now he's making progress. I didn't go to the alt path, which is okay because we got one more chance. But what was I thinking? By the way, this would be a great floor. Get that huge growth. Let's go. This would be a great floor to get that deal with the Angel. Start kickstarting our deal with the Angel. Be a great floor to get some HP. I mean, this run has winnability attached to it right now. Wow. Okay. Let's see. This pool is really good. We're gonna spend a lot of money on probably very little, but in theory, the pool is very good. Come on, you son of a. Okay. Literally, I have never used glowing hourglass, so I'm gonna say that I don't necessarily think teleport is better. In fact, I think that that's a unreasonable take to make. However, would you look at that? We're free. Anyway, so that's what's on the old noggin. The old Noggin 098. That's something I could do. I could start calling my brain Noggin 088 because that's the year I was born. I know. You know what's funny is that when I was like 20, making fun of people because they were born in the 90s was like really funny. I would say things like I wish I could go back and use this parlance. Don't care, didn't ask. Plus, you're born in the 90s. Don't even get me started on the 2000s. Now it's being used against me, and I don't have a leg to stand on because it's totally fair. People are like, wow, you were born in like a year that has an 8 in the third column? Like, shouldn't you be dead? And I'm like, well, you know, that's arguable. Might have been 1 or 2 close calls, but turned out to just be a Hydra Seal, thankfully. We got it all sorted out. It was mostly just a little embarrassing. Hey, don't forget, you know, you gotta sneeze, too. Why am I sneezing badly? Don't be afraid to... There you go, sneak a little sneeze out there. I feel like something I got screwed up my sneeze, man, and that screwed up my angel deal. I'm so mad at myself. You piece. You know, that's where they were gonna summon it, too. You know for a fact that's where they were gonna summon it. You piece. Anyway, this run's still pretty good. Caves 2, 9 minutes. I mean, if you can use your Tainted Azazel Brimstone and get kills with it, like, you're feeling pretty solid. Because it is not that strong by default. I guess we should be... Well, what I was going to say is we should be wary about getting to an error room, but I am not actually wary in the slightest. If it happened and we got to an error room and couldn't go to the alt path, I would be like, oh no. Well, anyway. Keep me moving. Keep me moving. Double bombs. All the way across the sky. Dude, I don't know. Sure. Like, I'm starting to realize why I'm losing a lot. But now we've got worse damage, much faster rate of fire. That's like not a good bargain. But you don't always take... You don't always take Libra for what it does for you right now. Sometimes you take it for what it could do for you later. What it could do for me later is probably still like annoy me quite considerably, but let's see. What happens if I drop this? We don't lose that much. Like, that's enough that we could feel comfortable. If the right trinket came around, we could feel comfortable. Thanks for the boost, I guess. Feel a little bit of a sneeze coming on. Just, it's tickling. Ooh, there it is. Alright, I'm going to turn my fan on as well. It's getting warm in here. I want to hear Nelly. You know Nelly? I want to hear him release a... Now that he's a little bit older, I want to hear him release like a jazz album where he sings his hits, but he kind of like, you know, tempers them for his advanced age at this point. Because he was probably born with like a 7 in the front of... Maybe an 8, but in the early 80s. So I want to hear him be like, warm in. It's warm in here. Good gracious, the draft is audacious. Room spacious, but chilly. Good gracious, you know what I mean? Like it could work. It could work. It already did. It just did. So yeah, Forza. Has this episode been a half hour long? Yeah, okay, it's been almost a half hour long. That explains why I feel like I'm like ready for it to be over, even though it just started. We did die early on. And to be honest with you, it kind of seems like that's a trend that may continue as we just lost our angel deal chance again. Look, I know you're going to be like, well, why'd you take Libra? By the way, sorry the music's so loud. They're still working the kinks out. As soon as they work out Birthright, working for more than a third of the characters in the game, they'll probably get on that audio balancer patch. That's just me being salty for no reason. I apologize. I could just adjust it myself. But hey, what the heck does my $15 get me if I'm starting to adjust stuff myself? You kidding me, man? We gotta do the Emperor fight. I am worried that this is the one that sticks us, like on a room we can't leave. But then we have teleport, so I kind of think no matter what we can leave. But then I think I'm probably gonna die. I need that, thank you. I think we should try at least while we got teleport. This is how you, yes, this is how you do not escape. Let me guess. I can already tell you how I think this one's gonna go, okay? We may die on the room. If we don't die on the room, we're gonna get a sick reward. Then, we're gonna try to use teleport. Teleport is going to do nothing. It's gonna leave us in the... It's gonna teleport us back to the same room. We're not living through this. What are you... Why are you entering this delusion into your brain? Look at your HP. Look at the HP of the boss. You really think like you're making it through this one? Oh, I guess I'd like dude, I'm sorry. I'm genuinely... It went wrong so fast. I shouldn't have taken Libra. I never should have took that stuff, man. Now I got me fighting the Uber mom in a room I got... The cathedral mom. What is she called? Mausoleum mom in a room I can't even get out of. Well, that was embarrassing. We're on a -8 streak. Hope you enjoyed the banter, and I'll see you next time. See ya!